Hey guys, Drifter here. I know that I'm supposed to be making Call of Duty content right now and going for sick plays in Warzone, but another game has stolen my attention almost entirely, and that's the finals. I was really happy with the finals in beta, I was really happy in early access, and I predicted, or at least hoped, that it might do well because I believed it had all the right sort of stuff to be a very successful shooter, and it was a pleasant surprise to me to see that prediction come true and the game be, I would say, extremely successful. Over 100,000 in top 10 on Steam charts is good in my opinion, and the game actually turned out to be much more fun than I thought it would be. So instead of an updated review, this is basically an upgraded review where I'm going to be gushing positivity and talking about the finals and why I like it. In case you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard of this game, the finals is a competitive multi-team arena shooter with a focus on mobility and level destruction. That's a little bit of a mouthful, but the game is not even remotely realistic whatsoever, and the developers only wanted to focus on fun. The gameplay elements at their base level are similar to Overwatch and other hero shooters. You'll definitely feel that with some of the bubble shields and healing that's going on, but there is a ton of advanced movement, sliding, super jumping, mantling, getting knocked, launch pads, zip lines, mega jumps, all sorts of absolutely crazy stuff you can do like it's Quake. And you can destroy every single thing on the map dynamically and server side, so that when you smash an entire building to bits, the team that's inside that got their building smashed experiences the exact same destruction, exact same wall chunks and interactable bits and pieces as everybody else on the map. And that's probably their biggest gimmick. So all of that together makes for a really crazy game mode. But beyond all of that, the game is doing a fantastic job with variety of weapons and class loadouts that are all unusual but viable. Yeah, the map is fun. Yeah, you fly around. Yeah, you smash buildings. But there's only 2 assault rifles in the entire game. How can that be fun? Well, for example, the light class has a sword that has 3 distinct attack modes: lunge, quick attack, and like super quick elbow attack. And it has that unique dash ability which changes the entire class, thus leading to sword gameplay kind of being its own unique style. The medium class, for example, that has both of the assault rifles is primarily a utility class. You play mostly as a medic or engineer, but a surprisingly high DPS one. And if you don't like the assault rifles and support style, you can opt for shotgun or grenade launcher and some other unusual weapons that are actually kind of viable. Like you can play the single Model 1887 and just doink people all day as a medium. And even the heavy can be played in a variety of different ways, typically either breacher or defender. I like the light class a lot. It's just the most fun. You zip around, you get a dagger, a suppressed pistol, and even throwing knives. And I'm throwing these weapons out there really quickly, but I want to say that all of them are reasonably balanced. All of them require different skills. For example, the suppressed pistol is about pure accuracy, not missing one of your 8 shots and you can kill almost anybody. The throwing knives, you're arcing projectiles, high damage if they hit, but that's a different skill. The dagger is melee, you have to sneak up and stab people. The assault rifle is a very straightforward, I was going to say spray and pray, but it's really more of a precision weapon that rewards headshots, especially if you're doing the F-Scar. And all of these things are reasonably balanced and counter other things and can be countered by abilities and grenades and things like that, and they stack very, very well. This effect reminds me a lot of Overwatch in that it's kind of expertly incorporating aspects of various other FPS games into one package, and the benefit to that is it allows everybody to play kind of however they want. For example, if I was an aim god, a true twitchy PC 50% accuracy player, I would probably play something like light submachine gun or maybe sniper. Could play medium and run the assault rifles pretty effectively too. Or if I was on the opposite end of the spectrum, like a really sick guy with basically broken hands that can't aim for the life of him, and can't really play twitchy, maybe that guy could play heavy, which uses a lot of imprecise yet high damage weapons, a little bit slower movement, much bigger shields for my team to defend, and it allows me to exist in this game without having to push my body. And that also applies to people that play, like, some people like FPSs where you fly, some people like them grounded, some people like them with abilities, some people like them fast, some people like them slow, and we've got a little bit of everything here. It's kind of all working, and I kind of love that. And again, reasonably balanced. Most of the class choices have some path to viability. And one thing that's tremendously fun, you may have noticed on some of the heavy gameplay, is their basic ability allows, it's the Kool-Aid Man ability. You just smash through walls, any walls on the map. It does a ton of damage. It's super fun. And I will say that on top of all of this gushing about balance, ranked mode seems to be going pretty well. I have not yet unlocked rank because you have to play 50 games to do that, and I'm not quite there. I've watched a lot of people play it, watched a lot of streamers play, and Shroud and these kind of guys, and it has clear play, counterplay, strategy, its own meta developing. It seems to be going really, really well. One other thing that's working really well for me, and we'll do this here as a shameless plug, I'm currently gaming on the Logitech G Pro Super Light mouse. I'm gonna see if I can get the Super Light on the side. This thing weighs like almost a paper clip, which is awesome. Allows me to like slide around really fast and be twitchy without stretching my wrist. If you want to check that product out, it's linked down there below in the description. It's fantastic. Or if you want something with a little more options, man, this is gross. This is the same mouse, heavier, but with more buttons on the side. So basically you've got the Super Light, which weighs nothing. This one's a little heavier, but it's got more buttons to customize, and they're both fantastic. So yeah, if you want to check those out, those are what I'm gaming on. They're some of the best mice on the market. Click links down there below. And since we're being shameless here, I'm going to go ahead, put all my shame away, and tell you that I'm also enjoying the cosmetics. It's got its own sense of style, which is pretty fun. And the engine seems to be built from the ground up to support a truly spectacular degree of customization. Obviously, all of your customers' looks, but their body, their hair, the face paint, makeup, clothes, all that stuff is great. You can have pets, but you can also have a bunch of different weapon and equipment skins. Not just camos, like what you would normally see in CoD, but more like blueprint weapons, like full transformations. For example, the heavy sledgehammer becomes the guitar, but it functions the same. Or there's a way to, you can replace the throwing knives with these metal throwing cards, so you throw ace of spades and they hit people in the head. They use the same hitbox, they're functionally the same, they just look cooler. But beyond that, you can customize your grenades, you can customize your barriers, you can customize the objectives even. You can turn your box into a little present, which is great. And I think this is incredibly fun, and it's been making me thirst for the gold sword and throwing knives. So the map destruction gimmick is working quite well too. I think it adds a lot of variety to the finals, because the finals only has 4 maps, very limited map selection. So that RNG element of how the building is going to destroy and sort of forces you to change how you're going to attack or defend a point, at least if you're playing seriously and not just out there hunting people. And it leads to a lot of different strategies that are kind of fun. Some people use the goop gun to rebuild barriers. Other people prefer shields. And some teams, my favorite, like to play a little bit off of their own site and just ready to flood back in and murder anybody that touches the objective. So overall, people are playing around the destructible environments, and it's working quite well. The sad thing is, I don't see enough people steering the cranes or shooting the cannons. There's a ton of goofy little buttons and things on the map and elevators and switches to push that most people ignore in favor of jump pads. One of the things I'm personally really enjoying about the game is the faster pace of the game. I've always loved twitchy first-person shooters, like basically the faster the better, and this game almost perfectly fulfills that need for speed for me, which is probably going to be the Achilles heel of the finals if it has one, because I know a lot of gamers don't actually like games this fast-paced. They don't like advanced mobility games, and honestly, after Fortnite came around, a lot of gamers kind of got fed up with games that don't have fixed environments. The destructible environments aren't necessarily for everybody, so this has a lot of elements of other games that kind of make some FPS players shy and not want to try it. And I get it. Like, not everybody wants to play a game that crazy. I gotta be honest with you, my condition here isn't fantastic right now, and it's probably not the game that I should be playing. I should be playing Teamfight Tactics or Tiddlywinks or something, but I just can't help myself. I gotta go fast, like Sonic. I'm wearing all blue today. Actually, I was Sonic once. I did go
Hey, Sonic the Hedgehog needs better CGI.
However, as I said in my own review, there are several less twitchy options that I could play and still reasonably contribute to a team, even with my broken hands. Those are probably going to be heavy and maybe light sword. Probably nothing else in light besides the sword, because you're not tracking as much. So I'll probably end up being a heavy main just because I don't have to be as twitchy with that, even though I think I want to be a light main. And yeah, that's why the finals has stolen me away from Call of Duty for now. I don't know if it'll last forever. I don't know how long this phase it is I'm going through, but one problem that they both share, and this one's a little bit personal to me, is that they're both very grindy games when it comes to unlocks. In terms of weapons, like on Call of Duty, you gotta grind to unlock the weapon, then you gotta grind to unlock the attachments, and with the finals, it's pretty similar. You got to grind to unlock the turret, and then you got to grind to unlock the sword, and then you got to grind to unlock the dash, and then grind to unlock the invisibility. And the grind wall is pretty high. I believe the developers did this in a free-to-play game to guarantee that people play it, and also force people to really play a significant number of matches and master the weapons and have stuff unlocked before they go to ranked. But I'm not in a position that I can really grind anything. So both Call of Duty and the finals are difficult for me to grind. It's difficult for me to get unlocks. I'm mostly playing like standard basic equipment with only a handful of custom things unlocked. But I'm going to keep pushing through. I'm eventually going to get everything unlocked, just very, very slowly. And I'm having such a fun time, I don't think it matters. So if you haven't played the finals, it's free to play. I'd encourage you to check it out. And don't worry, we've got plenty of Call of Duty content coming here. This is just, this is my temptation I'm sharing with all of you. All right, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.
But overall,
Give me a sec. Yep. I'm quite happy with it as well. It's a game that should not be playing. I should be doing more Boulder Skate and simple, slow stuff, but I can't stop from going fast.
you gotta go fast.
Yep, Sanic.
If Sonic taught us anything,